Hi, everybody. Sorry, I've just been fiddling with my phone to make sure it works so that we can get straight to it. So, I stamped a really pretty sheet last night and I pulled out a whole heap of different DSP because, truth be told, look at that bare shelf there. Woo. And my inks, most of my inks are gone. I'm not moving out, just moving out temporarily because I'm running a craft event tomorrow. So I have just left here my scissors, my bone folder, glue, I think somewhere on the desk, and some, yeah. So we're going to get started making an album. So this I hope to put in a playlist so that you can kind of watch maybe 3 or 4 videos I think this might take. And so I'm only planning for this video to be about half an hour long, maybe even less than that, because I need to go and get some sleep before tomorrow's event. So hello and welcome everybody. I'll just say a good day and a hiya and a borada. I don't know what I'm talking about now. I'm just making up stuff. To you all. I'm not going to go through and name names, but just know that I see you all and you're all very welcome. All right, desk view. Let's show you, just remind you of, somewhere here. I was going to remind you what I did yesterday. Oh, here it is. Okay, let's do that. Yeah. Oh, Anne, is Anne in here? Yes, Anne's husband has been poorly. How is he doing, Anne? He's a little better. Okay, good to hear that. Yeah. Okay, so this is what I stamped yesterday. If you didn't see that video, I will try and remember to link it in the description of this video. So I have pulled out a whole heap of orangey, peachy coloured papers and planning to, do something with all these because it kind of that's my inspiration, all these orangey pinky colours. But the first thing I need to do is make the album cover, and I'm thinking I could make this is just a bit of grey board. I think I'm going to make this 6 by 6, I think, and then I don't want it to be super big, but I don't want it to be a tinsy wincy one because I have made some tinsy wincy ones a lot recently, so it might be nice just to do something a bit different. So there we go. So what I need to do is cut two pieces of chipboard or thick card, whatever you've got. I'm going to cut this 6 by 6 inches. So because it's quite thick, this stuff, what I tend to do is cut both sides and then snap it. All right, so you don't have to be getting scissors and knives and all that kind of thing. Look how easy that was to do. You just do it both sides. So I'm just going to do that there. So 6, flip it. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're watching this in the future, so today is the 4th of April 2025. If you're watching this at another point, hello. Hello from the future, or hello from the past, rather. And there we go. So we've got two bits of 6. So that's going to be a front and a back cover. And now I need to decide how wide do I want this album. Oh, should we go for a cool 2 inches? This might be a nice big one. Do 2 inches. So again, I'm flipping it over. There we go. And then I just need to make sure that this is at 6. So there you have it. All right, so because this now is going to measure beyond the 12 inches of my DSP, I'm going to have to stick a couple of pieces together. So let's just grab that DSP back. And my approach usually is that whatever I cut to cover my album, I don't tend to use anything super duper fancy dancy, because I'm probably likely to cut a panel of one of this to put on the front. So it, you know, that's, you know, it's all good. You know, it doesn't need to be super duper special. So I'm thinking, oh look, 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 look. See, look, I've got that going spare. So that will fit onto there, and then it means that I can cut an extra panel from here. So that worked out well, didn't it? I really didn't plan that. It just so happened I had this piece in my stash. So this is the I'm sure somebody will let me know what pack of paper this is, because you guys are so fabulous, and you know your Stampin' Up product. It's the something beauty, isn't it? Sweet. Now, are the papers not retiring, going into last chance? I have a feeling they are. So I was surprised to see the stamp set go into last chance. There we go. Oh, now I bought some bookbinding glue the other day. So I don't think Navarana is in here, but Navarana the other day was telling me about a shop. That's a Danish shop, but it's come over to the UK. It's called, I don't know if you can see that, Sostrine Green. And I was in Cheltenham on Saturday visiting my son and his wife, and we went into Cheltenham for lunch, and I walked past this shop and went, oh, that's the shop that Navarana was telling me about. And it's the most adorable shop. It has lovely homeware, a little craft section, gardening stuff, sweets, chocolate, and I spotted this bookbinding glue, and it wasn't very expensive. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to test it out and see what it's like. So, oh yeah, I think, oh, there we go. Oh, does that not pull up? Oh, okay, hold on. Oh yeah, it does. I just need to, oh, that's interesting texture. It's kind of, oh yeah, definitely. Right, it says bookbinding glue, but it kind of smells a bit like the British PVA glue, or Mod Podge, that type of glue. Just seeing if it rolls off my fingers. It's not tacky like the Tombow, and I'm just thinking I probably could do with a brush to put it on, couldn't I? Oh, okay. Oh, hold on. I could use this brush, the one that's for the embossing powder. Right, shall I use that? We'll see how it turns out. All right. Okay, folks. You saw it here first. Well, saw me do it first. All right, I'm just going to apply some of that down the back of this. And just stick that together. I'm going to use my grid paper here just to align it to make sure it's nice and straight. Oh, no, that's not nice and straight. Let's do that again. All right, that's pretty much as straight as I need it. That's not very tacky, I have to say. I'm going to put a bit more on there. Right, I'm not paid to endorse this product, and I have no idea what it's like, so we'll see. See how it goes. Oh, Deb, that is a bit early for you. Yes. Yeah. Sorry about that. The option, I mean, if you're happy to get up at a bit later, I could ask the people that are booked on it if they're happy to for it to start an hour later. Let's see who's booked on there. There's only 3 people booked on it at the moment. Vicky, Ida, and Mindy. Oh, I'm sure Vicky wouldn't mind it starting a bit later. Ida, I'm sure wouldn't mind. So I just need to ask Mindy. I could shunt it an hour. Is that with the time change, Deb? Because it's 10 to 11 here now. Oh, when do you have your daylight savings change? Oh, Deb's in Queensland. Oh, I just need to get my ruler just to make sure this is straight. Also make sure that there's a space there. The thickness of the cardstock, because that's got to bend up. Actually, I might give it 2 spaces. I'm just going to, yeah, I'll move that over a little bit. I need to just get my little bookbinding tools back out. They're just on behind me. Hold on. What do I want? I think I want 1.5. Okay, there you go. So this little measuring tool came in a little kit of bookbinding things by, I think it's by We Are Memory Keepers. A friend gifted it to me last year for my birthday. And I haven't had a chance to use all of the different things. I've used some of them. South Pacific changes on Sunday. Ah, okay. Oh, it's 8:50 with you. Okay, 8:50. So 10. Oh gosh, that's still quite early though, isn't it? Oh, I wish they'd invent a transporter. It'd be so much easier, wouldn't it? I don't know, actually, that wouldn't sort out our time issues, would it? No, what I mean is I wish they'd invent a time machine. Right, I'm just going to flip this over. Give this a really good push. I can see it's a little bit wrinkled. I'm being really honest with you guys about my experience of this glue because typically I've either used some other bookbinding glue that I bought or I just use Tombow. And the thing I love about Tombow is that we don't tend to get paper creasing with Tombow because I think it's got a little bit of silicone in it. So yeah, but you know what, I'm happy to give different glues a try. Just going to snip this off here because I don't need all that. I don't need this. There we go. Right, so before I start gluing this all together, I'm just going to fold over the DSP, really pull that down. So pull it towards. Get out my little blade. No, wrong side, Ruth. Okay. So now we're going to do some surgery. Hey, Joanna! Oh, sweetheart. Oh, sending you a massive hug, Joanna. Massive. Lots of love. Oh, I'm so sorry, Joanna. Yeah, the creases have gone now. It just looked a bit bobbly, Julie, but it seems to be okay now. Although there, I don't know, I've wrinkled it a little bit, but yeah, no, I agree. You wouldn't expect it from binding glue, but I'm hoping it's going to be okay. Can you roll a clean brayer? Of course you could, yeah. Yeah, it seems to have dried fine. I was just sort of commentating as it was happening, but it seems to be okay now. Okay, so I'm just using my bone folder just to roll those little corners in there, so that when I pull this over, that should meet or go over it. I'm just gonna pull that because it's quite close there, closer than I wanted it to be, really. Okay, same on this side too. Just curve those round, curve those round. Pull that over. It's taking a little bit of muscle to do this. Okay, well, it's good. I was getting glue on the back there. Right. So now I need to decide on paper to go on the inside. And I was thinking maybe something floral. So I'm going to stick one panel there, and then do a different panel, I think, on the inside. Could even actually just use that on the inside. You know what? I'm just going to do that. I'm going to make the decision and do it. So I think that could just be cut at 5 3/4. So that can go on the inside, and then I'm going to cut this paper at, oh, it's going to take, I haven't taken this off since I bought it. I love leaving it on, and then when it starts to peel, I take it off, and it's like having a new trimmer. Okay. 5 3/4. What is the corner ruler cutter cord? Hold on. Let me think about it. Maybe look up bookbinding corners or something like that, Vicky. I think it's just probably called like bookbinding corner something. Yeah, the corner things are, yeah, you need to put in the word corner, I think, because there's lots of different types of book. There's lots of bookbinding tools. They all kind of do different things. I mean, I'm using a bone folder. There's like a spacer, you know, that thing there. There's a T-square. There's all kinds of things that you can get. You use them in your library. Ah, cool. I'm not really bothered about doing the whole middle. It's just the edges I'm focusing on. Okay, that is the cover done. And I tend to try and leave this to dry before I do any scoring and trying to fold up the card in any way. Right, so before I do that though, presuming, yeah, my space is around there, I want to have a think about what I'm going to do for the pages. And I want to keep this one simple. I have done more complicated ones with the concertina folds on the inside, but I'm thinking for this one, I'm just going to keep it to individual pages and then just stick them in, have them folded and stick them in. So I think it might be nice to do it from, oh, I haven't got the peach pie cardstock here now. So I'm thinking maybe petal pink cardstock. Let's see how it looks. Kind of all fits in together, doesn't it? Or the other option is bubble bath. Just bear with. Oh, I don't have it with me. Oh. Okay, so it's going to have to be petal pink. What's the time? It's 3:05. Okay. Let me have a think about this. Mind you, this is going to get covered, so it's only going to show the edges. So I'm trying to decide what size I want for these. Oh, of course. Okay. Right. So if I have 1.5 inches, I'm going to give myself a bit of space either side. So I have space for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 11. I'm going to say 10. I'm going to make it a nice round number. So I need 5 sheets of cardstock because I'm going to get 2 pages from one sheet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to score, actually no, I'm going to score at 5.5. I'm going to make these pages 5.5 by 5.5. I'm going to score at 5.5. Yeah, 5.5. I'm going to score at 5.5, and I'm actually going to crease it now because it's so much easier to crease at this point now. And then I'm going to cut at 5 5/8. Yeah, 5 5/8. Am I crazy for doing it this way? No, I'm not crazy. I'm going to do it. Okay, so that is the section I'm going to stick into my book. Right, and then I'm going to flip it so that the folded bit is at the bottom and the non-folded bit is at the top. And the reason I'm doing that is because if I was to push this up to here, it very easily might bend and then distort. So I'm putting the flat bit, the non-folded edge. So again, I'm going to take that to 5.5 inches and cut there and cut there. Okay, so that is how I'm going to make my pages, and that gives me a very little fine area to glue, but I'm hoping it'll be fine, she says. I'm just going to put the lid on my glue actually, and have I got a cup to put my glue brush in? No. All right, so I'm just going to cut these up. This is a bit boring, I know, for you to watch me do, but I'm actually going to just start saying good night to you all, because I'm going to go after this. I'm not going to do any more to this album tonight, but as I said, it's a part 1. Oh no, I forgot to cut it. It's part 1, so don't worry, this will be constructed over a few videos, and I'm sure it's going to be gorgeous. So there we go. So have a great weekend, everybody. I'm going to be hanging out with some of my in-person ladies, and as I said, it's just like a craft day where I take all my stuff, well, a lot of my stuff, and we hang out and craft, and they get to use my stamps and inks and stuff. So if you are a local person, there's still time for you to join me actually. I do have spaces if you fancy coming along. I forgot to fold this one. See, now this is why you do the creasing before you cut, because it is so much easier to do before you cut it. Right, Ruth. See, it's do as Ruth says, not as Ruth does on this channel. So, thank you, Bonnie. These are very Bonnie colours, aren't they? Right, there we go. Will this be a future class? It might be. Yeah, I'll have a think about it. I'll see how easy it is to do. It might be one of those classes that you guys will have to do your homework for. Hi, Gina. Because it gets a bit boring doing all this kind of chopping-y stuff in class. So those of you who have taken classes with me before where we've made albums, you know that I give you work to do beforehand, and then we tend to do the fun sort of putting it together when we're together. And you have a lovely weekend, Gina. And take care of yourself and your hubby. Please get some rest. I was talking to somebody today, and he was saying how important it is for carers to have rest. I know that you may find that hard, but yeah. All right, so just a quick recap then. I've just cut and scored all the, now that one needs, see that one I forgot to do the creasing on. Yeah, sorry, I've cut and scored the 10 pages that are going to make the album. Those ones are folded, those ones are folded, those ones are folded. That one's the one that's not folded. And also we have made the outer cover, the hardboard cover, which makes it all nice and sturdy. There we go. So these are going to get stuck in like so, and they just sort of butt up against each other. But I'm not going to stick these in until I've actually semi-decorated them, because I think it's just easier to do. And then it means if you make a mistake, you can, just cut yourself another piece of card. So Hazel, take care. Lovely. No, I'm off to bed as well. Off to Bedfordshire. There we go. So there's my 10 pages ready. I know what, the last thing I'll do with you while you're here, we're all here together, is I'm going to just score. Got to find that point and score very gently. You do not want to be ripping your DSP at this point after you've so very carefully covered your cardstock, but very gently put a line there, and then use your bone folder. This one's not actually that long. Oh, I could use that, I suppose. It's quite helpful just to hold that down as you gently pull that up, like so. Right. I think that's holding. It's always a little bit scary because you do not want your edges to start tearing. Yep, that's all good. So that's my album nice and sturdy there. And those are my pieces ready to go in. And I've got, as I said, a whole stack of paper and DSP. Got my stamped paper there. So this is going to decorate it and then probably feature the different points on the inside. Right. Thank you, everybody. Take care for now. And I'm going to put all these little bits and pieces into a bag. So what I tend to do is when working on a project, I'll put together all the things that I'm using, all the colour coordinated stuff, so that I don't have to keep grabbing it off my shelf. It's just all going to go in one, either bag or box or something. I like using the 12 by 12 grip seal bags. They're great for just shoving your projects into, just to keep them, from getting dirty or wet or anything like that in your bathroom. Right. Lots of love to you all. Have a great weekend. Lots of love to those of you who are going through it a little bit. That's probably an understatement, actually. Why do we do that? We always play stuff like that down, don't we, when it's absolute, life can be really rubbish sometimes, can't it? But lots of love, and thinking and praying for you, and have a great weekend. See you. Hey, hello, Levine. Good night, Georgiana. See you hopefully on Monday. All right. Take care for now, everybody. I've forgotten what I'm doing. Oh, there we go. Press that button. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Vicky. That's helpful. I'm gonna pop that in the description of this video. Thank you. Thanks for your help tonight, Vic. You're the best.